So the new werewolf class just dropped to Dead Rails, and I'm gonna be showing you just how OP this class is by beating Nightmare mode solo with it and doing the Tesla boss and every single structure including castle. Also, I'm gonna show you guys a secret trick that I learned while playing that will allow you to absolutely destroy every single game. So the game starts off pretty normally. I have a game pass. I don't want you to be confused. The werewolf doesn't actually spawn with anything besides the shovel. We're kind of unlucky with the items. I won't be able to afford most of these, so I decided to just get 2 coal for the road. After that, I only have $30 to spend, so I head over to the gun store and I get some ammo for my sawed-off shotgun. One thing that you will get to know about the werewolf class is that it is insanely good with the shotgun specifically, and during nighttime you can easily dispose of every single enemy just by using a shotgun. I know a lot of people like to use the newspapers at the beginning in order to fortify their train, but I don't usually do that because I don't care about it. Later in the game, I do enjoy getting some metal sheets and putting them over at the back. I'm gonna show you what I usually do. I ended up stopping at this doctor's house and I found a couple of bandages, including a zombie. Rest in peace as I grabbed these. The thing is, you want to look for healing items when you are the werewolf class, and you need to stack up on them because you do not have natural healing regeneration during nighttime, which basically means that if you get hit, you're not gonna be having any kind of passive healing. But I will show you something else after we clear the castle that will absolutely change that for you. So if you're new to the game and you don't know what I mean, then just stick around and I will show you. So it turns nighttime just as I enter this first town, which is absolutely perfect. This is what you want. You want to try to get nighttime during your first time here. And as you can see, immediately I am absolutely destroying everything in my path. Like, this is way too easy. And you may ask yourself, like, what if a werewolf comes, or what if vampires spawn? And at that point, it doesn't matter, because with a shotgun, I'm gonna show you later, but you can deal some massive damage to werewolves. And you just need a shotgun, really. The Game Pass shotgun is not the best. You'd want the in-game shotgun, because this one only has 6 bullets. The sawed-off shotgun only has 2 bullets, while the bigger shotgun has 6 bullets. And it's longer range, I think, as well, so I recommend getting that one. As you can see, I'm just going house by house, clearing out. I'm not afraid to go inside because the werewolf does also have more HP, so there's little to no risk of me dying here at all. And even if I get stuck in a group of 50 zombies, I would be able to make it out with the speed and the extra health. It's kind of ridiculous just how good this class is. And the thing is, the most difficult part of this game is nighttime, but this class just completely negates that. Pick up the gold. There were no bonds in this town for some reason, which was just really unlucky considering it's nightmare mode and you're supposed to get more bonds. But I check out the church, I get the crucifix, which I'm gonna sell. I have a full inventory, so I grab this gold bar and then I head back to the train and hit the road. At this point, my absolute slaughter is over and I'm back to being a weak beta boy instead of being the alpha sigma that I can't say that. I end up going back to the town, and at this point we have so much to sell. Look at all of this, and this is just for the first town. I mean, this is a really solid start, getting around $300. And that's not counting the outlaws that I got, which is just really, really good and solid for the first town. So I end up dropping my sawed-off shotgun and I purchase a normal one because I just get more ammo. Having 6 bullets instead of 2 is such a big difference. I also grabbed some snake oil from the doctors, which is just something that you should buy every time you get a chance. It can really be a lifesaver in case you end up, well, making a mistake and getting bit by a werewolf. I end up spotting this store, so I stopped by it, and it's actually a good thing because I found a piece of metal sheets. I don't like to cover up immediately behind the chair. Instead, I put it a little bit like this to the side. I also use this other metal sheet to cover up the window because I get shot from there all the time. And then I spot the Tesla building, which is one of my absolute favorite things. I think it's so cool. I remember seeing this for the first time in the game and I was like, wait, there has to be something you can do here, but I was too stupid to figure it out until a friend showed me. I was like, oh. As you may have noticed, the game has been a little bit quiet, and that's because my in-game audio hasn't been recording up to this point. I don't know why, but anyway, we're in the Tesla building, we're gathering up the limbs so we can rebuild this guy, also lore. So it's finally turning nighttime. I rush to grab all of the limbs and to put all of the limbs so I can revive this guy, because the nighttime is very limited, so I wanted to make sure I'm able to fight when I am at my strongest to really showcase how good the werewolf is. After turning the crank, this is where the action really starts to take place, and you can just see how I absolutely shred everything. Now we finally get to see the damage I do to a werewolf, and look at that, 3 hits with the shotgun? For the people that play the game, you must realize how insanely good that is, especially for Nightmare mode. Oh my god, dude. And yeah, I mean, I just end up really clearing out this place super easily. No danger to me whatsoever. The werewolves can't do anything. Look at that absolute carnage. Like, wow. Okay, I'm even impressed watching this afterwards. I was probably very much in the moment, but it's crucial that you pick up this weapon after you're done, the electrocutioner. Normally, you have to save this weapon because it only has 20 bullets and you can only recharge it if it gets struck by lightning. But there is a way that you can recharge it really easily, and I'm going to show you later in the video how I do this so I can just spam the electrocutioner whenever I want. So I end up going through one more town, which I don't really show right now in this video because, well, you know, I just absolutely shred it. I want to get to the fun part where I show you me doing all of the different objectives, which I think is more useful to you than me showing every single town that I go through. I end up heading over to the general store, and this time we actually get pretty lucky. So at first I was like, oh, this is kind of lame. But I see that there's a miner's helmet and a tomahawk, so having a good melee weapon with the werewolf is really good. I purchased these two. The miner helmets, especially at night, you can just see everything. You don't have to drag a torch around. It's really nice to have. Also, I always purchase coal whenever I find it, especially in Nightmare mode, because the items in the shops don't respawn, so. I also purchased a box of sheet metal, and I'm going to show you what I do to cover up. I like to make a little corridor using 3 metal sheets leading into the hut. And the reason why I do this is because werewolves can't get through this. It's going to be too small for them. And even if the faster zombies get up on the train, it's really easy for me to turn around and just hit them with the shotgun. I don't like making it so that you have to slide into the hut, like you have a really slim opening. Because you need to go and drive very quickly sometimes, and then you don't want to get stuck, in my opinion. And with that, we are on the road again. I am really hoping to be able to get to Sterling early, and I'm going to show you why. Because getting the jade mask is really good, and not for the reason that you may think. Not just for the main property that it has, but actually a secondary reason, which I'm going to be showing you. And I actually ended up being really lucky having Sterling at just past the 20-kilometer mark. So I head over, I grab all of the bonds, and then I head into the mines. In order to do this, you need to grab the torch, and then you of course blow up the planks if you haven't done this before. At this point, you want to be really careful because even the werewolf can get absolutely destroyed, but luckily it's turning nighttime by the time we get in here. So I grabbed the jade tablet, which I took from the church, and I head inside to hopefully get that jade mask. At this point, I'm running around knowing that enemies can spawn at any point. I rush over all the way to the left until I saw this minecart, knowing that there's a jade tablet here. I grab it, and then I just keep going. There was a skeleton right around the corner, which I absolutely decimate, of course. I end up getting hit a little bit here, but there's no big deal. They don't really take much of my health, and I rush all the way to the second planks, planning to blow it up and just get this started as soon as I can. At this point, I place the dynamite, I put the torch down, I clear out these skeletons that were spawning around me because they're really annoying and they just get in the way. And there was quite a few actually coming for me. They really wanted my delicious booty. But heading into here, we grab the final jade tablet and we get ready for the 3 werewolves that spawn. One thing is that the plank that is there actually protects you from the enemies, so you can kind of calmly just loot for a while. But it was time to grab the strange mask, which spawns 3 werewolves, so... Oh, and I got really unlucky with the dynamite zombie spawning right there, but now I have the 3 wolves coming after me. Although it's such a breeze to clear them out at this point because I am faster than them during nighttime and I kill them all in just 3 shots. So as you can see, I don't even have to lead them outside like I usually do. I just take care of them and that's that really. At this point I'm like, yeah, just put the jade mask on the werewolf and let it wreak havoc for me while I go around and loot. And it was actually a pretty good strategy. Like, look, this dynamite zombie can't even take him out. Not even close. It is too good, man. I really like the jade mask. At that point, you still saw me get a little scared. I thought the werewolf was coming for me, but obviously it was not. And yeah, that's it. Now we have the jade mask, and I'm gonna show you what you can use this for besides just reviving your opponents. So I placed the 4 jade tablets in the circuit place, and I got a bunch of bonds. I think there's at least 10 in here. But I did not get the jade sword, which really sucks. I thought I would, but I guess because it's nightmare mode, I don't get it, or it's a glitch. I don't really know. I end up trying to carry the werewolf, but then the jade mask breaks, so I grab it. I almost make a crucial mistake of selling the mask, and I really panicked because I forgot I had it in my bag, and it was so stupid. It was so dumb. But as you can see here, I sold a bunch of my stuff. Don't make the mistake that I did. Just put the strange mask, just weld it to the chain. Don't do that. Next up, it was finally time for possibly the most stressful objective, which is the castle. And as you can see here, it is already super hectic. I had to take out cowboys and vampires before even getting started. And this wasted some of my time, which is very valuable when it comes to the nighttime, seeing as it's way shorter than the day. And this is one of the most crucial mistakes that I made. Is for the first thing, I did not have any snake oil with me at this point. And for the second thing, I went in when the nighttime had passed halfway. But as you can see here, I run in, I deal with the werewolves, I get hit, I'm pretty low. But I rush over and I grab the vampire knife really quickly. As soon as I could, I grabbed it because this was allowing me to heal up. This is really, really important that you do if you get the chance. You can also do this without the werewolf class using snake oils, but after fighting for a really long time, I ended up losing my werewolf powers, and at that point, I was at a sliver of my health, so I had to back out. And this just shows you that the real true weakness is timing for this class. If you have bad timing and it becomes daytime when you fight, you are kind of screwed, to be honest. Especially in nightmare mode. But I end up going back to the town, purchasing some snake oil, and then I go back to finish the job. At this point, after looting this entire place, I will have enough money to basically get to the end game. I'm still gonna show you the fort, which I get way later in this game, just to show you that part. You can see me trying to summon the werewolf, but I realize I've already done that once, meaning it's not gonna work again. So instead, I like, get out of here, werewolf, and I use the strange mask on one of these dudes. When it comes to clearing out the fort, I usually try to snipe them from afar, because if they get up close and personal, you end up usually dying. So if you have good aim, get the rifle and then just snipe them as they spawn from the sides. If you have a teammate, you can take one side each. After doing this for a while, I accidentally killed the boss without even thinking about it. So I grabbed the key and I unlocked the storage. And also the cowboys start spawning, which makes me panic. I also get all of the bonds because, well, I mean, it is the reward for clearing the place out. And I grab any kind of gun that I can because I know I can sell them. At this point, I'm gonna show you guys the secret trick that I've been talking about. So the electrocutioner is arguably one of the most powerful weapons in the game. If you get a corpse and a lightning rod, you place the electrocutioner by the lightning rod and the corpse on the lightning rod, and you get the jade mask to revive the corpse, you are actually able to recharge the electrocutioner whenever you want. So you don't have to wait for lightning storms and the rod to get hit randomly. You can recharge the electrocutioner just like that, and it's full ammo. Now we're at the final outpost after roughly an hour of absolutely shredding every single objective. Whenever I play, I always stop the train and I snipe the guys up front because they're really annoying. And then I go in, guns blazing, baby. I want to be a cowboy, baby. And we end up clearing this out pretty easily. At this point, it was time to lower the bridge and begin the final boss fight. I'm actually a little bit nervous at this point because I've never done this in nightmare mode before. But I have my shotgun ready. I try to clear out as many cowboys and zombies as I possibly can, because I don't want to deal with them when Tesla actually spawns. At this point, I also have the electrocutioner fully loaded and ready to use for Tesla, seeing as it's the most effective weapon against him. And I think it only takes maybe 10 hits with the electrocutioner to finish him off, which is what I will be trying to do here. Also, the vampires end up getting a couple of hits on me because they literally spawn on top of me. When at that point, I use the vampire knife to get some health back because that's the most effective way to do so without wasting snake oil. So I end up just sheathing them out with the vampire knife, and I end up getting all of my health back. And then it was finally time. I see Tesla in the distance. He is running at me like, I don't know, I look really handsome or something. Maybe he wants to give me a kiss, or maybe he wants to absolutely strangle me to death. But either way, I'm not gonna wait to find out as I snipe him with the electrocutioner, and I spam a little bit with the shotgun as well. At this point, I'm a little bit scared because I can't see his health, but I realize, oh, he's getting pretty low, so I keep spamming. I almost die here because there's a guy with a shotgun, and the shotgun is really brutal up close. It can actually kill you in one shot. And finally, Tesla falls, and at this point, all I have to do is just stay alive. So I use the electrocutioner trying to snipe these guys from the distance, but it's not working out for me very well, so I end up trying to get more of them, but I keep missing, and the vampire's onto me. So I try to dodge around, I take them out with the shotgun one by one. I'm getting low, I pop a snake oil as well here, just to play it safe, because you never know. At this point, I'm able to get the final cowboys by just cheesing around the corner. And, well, that's it, guys. We did it, actually. It's over. We killed everything, which is just incredible. And I don't know, this class is actually way too good. Like, it's ridiculous. As a reward for watching, I'm gonna do this. So, thank you guys so much. I usually don't do this at the very end, but I've never been electrocuted before, so I thought I'd do that. And of course, I buy to revive because I want the win, but as a little treat, I give you guys the revived Nicholas Tesla. Comment down below what you think about the new classes and which one is your favorite. Personally, the werewolf is the most OP, but I love the musician because it's just silly fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, do leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!